Good morning, all of you. Students, we are doing the chapter Reproduction in Plants, in which we discuss the topics like what is reproduction, then different types of reproduction in plants, and we discussed about asexual reproduction, in which we discussed budding, fragmentation, and spore formation in lower plants, that is, in non-flowering plants. Now, today I'm going to explain the next topic, that is vegetative propagation. This is also a type of asexual reproduction and it is seen in some higher plants. In this method, new plants are produced from the vegetative parts like root, stem or leaves of the plant. And that's why it is known as vegetative propagation, because new plants grow from the vegetative parts of the plant like root, stem or leaves. So it is known as vegetative propagation. Now the first is vegetative propagation from stem. All of you have seen the potato tubers. Potatoes are the swollen ends of underground stem of the potato plant. They store food in the form of starch. Each potato tuber has eye-like structures called the buds. These buds grow into new plants. That means from the buds a new plant of potato grow. Modified stems of ginger and turmeric can also produce new plants. Vegetative propagation in plants like onion takes place through special structure called bulbs. These bulbs are composed of reduced stem with layered fleshy scaly leaves. Corms in plants like gladiolus and colocasia also help in vegetative propagation. A corm is a short, vertical, swollen underground stem that serves as the storage organ and is used by some plants to survive in winter or other adverse conditions such as drought and extreme heat. Cactus can be multiplied by breaking apart from the old stem and growing it in the soil. Students, you must have observed grass growing in the gardens like a thick green carpet. The gardener puts a few grass plants and soon the whole garden is covered with a green grass cover. This is because the stem of grass grows horizontally and produces leaves and roots at regular intervals. Commercially important plants are often propagated by asexual means in order to sustain and maintain their desirable traits like flower color, flavors, resistance to diseases, etc. Cutting may be taken from the parent plant and rooted. This is done in plants like rose, guava, bougainvillea. Other artificial methods like grafting, as in mango and citrus plants, and layering, as in jasmine, are also used for vegetative propagation of plants. Now, vegetative propagation from leaves. Leaves of Bryophyllum have leaf buds in the notches of the leaves, and these buds develop into tiny platelets, and those platelets can grow into new plants when these plants come in contact with moist soil. Once again, students, the leaves of Bryophyllum have leaf buds in their notches, and these buds develop into tiny plantlets which grow into new plants when they come in contact with moist soil. Bryophyllum has the unique ability to growing small plantlets on the fringes of the leaves. These eventually drop off and form roots. Due to this, it has been given names like mother of thousands, mother of millions, devil's backbone, pregnant plant, miracle leaf, sprouting leaf, sprout leaf plant, leaf of life, resurrection plant, life plant, and good luck leaf. Vegetative propagation from roots. Some plants like sweet potato and dahlia use their roots for asexual reproduction. Trees such as the poplar send up new stems from their roots. In time, an entire grove of trees may form from the original tree. Vegetative propagation has a number of advantages over sexual reproduction. The plants produced by this method take less time to grow. They also bear flowers and fruits earlier than the plants produced from seeds. The new plants are exact copies of the parent plant and have the same desirable characters as those of their parents have. However, this can be a disadvantage also, since all such plants are identical. If a disease spreads, it can infect the whole lot of them. So students, this is vegetative propagation in plants. We discussed the vegetative propagation through roots, leaves and stems, and what is the advantages of vegetative propagation over sexual reproduction. Now we will discuss sexual reproduction in next class. So that's all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.